Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh has said he wants to see Canelo Alvarez versus Terence "Bud" Crawford. What is your honest thoughts on that as an opportunity and a potential fight?
Oh, it's always is a chance there, right? We'll see, but always is a chance there, and we're here to make the best deals, and always a chance.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., one of boxing's greatest defensive masterminds, has shared his insights on a potential blockbuster fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford as an undefeated champion who has faced Alvarez in the ring. And closely followed Crawford's rise, Mayweather's perspective carries significant weight. His breakdown of this matchup considers both fighters' strengths, weaknesses, and the strategic elements that could determine the outcome.
A chance to hang around Earl. Had a chance to hang around Terence, and both guys, class act, both. I'm proud of Terence Crawford. I'm proud of him. But you know, after the fight, after all the Terence Crawford fights, I always text him or call him and say congratulations. With Earl Spence, same thing. You know, a lot of times you're gonna hear certain things. You know, I'm not jealous of these fighters. I'm proud of these fighters. I'm for real. I'm very, very proud of these fighters.
Mayweather's analysis is particularly interesting because he was the first to expose Canelo Alvarez's weaknesses when they fought in 2013. At the time, Alvarez was an undefeated rising star with an impressive record, but he struggled against Mayweather's superior boxing IQ, defensive skills, and counter-punching ability. In that fight, Mayweather showcased why he was levels above the competition, winning a majority decision despite the fight being one-sided in his favor.
You fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think he's one tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult fight.
His ability to evade Canelo's punches and land clean counters highlighted the Mexican fighter difficulties against elusive boxers. Over the years, Canelo has dramatically improved his skills, becoming a multiple division world champion and dominating various weight classes. However, Mayweather still believes that technical fighters like Crawford could pose significant challenges for Alvarez.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can't put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Mayweather has also been vocal in his admiration for Terence Crawford, often calling him the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Crawford's ability to switch stances seamlessly between orthodox and southpaw makes him one of the most unpredictable fighters in boxing. His high ring IQ allows him to read his opponents and adjust his strategy mid-fight, an ability that Mayweather himself was known for during his career. Crawford has displayed his dominance in the welterweight division with his dismantling of Errol Spence Jr., proving that he is on another level. However, the biggest question surrounding a potential fight with Canelo Alvarez is whether Crawford can carry his skills up to a higher weight class and withstand the power of a naturally bigger fighter. Canelo Alvarez is known for his devastating power, particularly his left hook and body shots, which have broken down some of the best fighters in the world. His ability to absorb punches and walk through shots has made him a feared opponent in multiple divisions. Having fought as high as 175 pounds, he has a clear advantage in terms of size and strength over Crawford, who has never fought above 147 pounds. Canelo has also improved his defense significantly since his loss to Mayweather, incorporating head movement and upper body slips to avoid punches more effectively. However, one of Canelo's lingering weaknesses is a struggle against fighters with elite movement and defensive skills. Fighters like Dmitry Bivol, who defeated Canelo in a dominant display, used lateral movement, foot speed, and counterpunching to neutralize his power. Mayweather sees similarities between Bivol and Crawford, particularly in the way they can frustrate opponents with their boxing IQ. Crawford's strengths lie in his ability to control the pace of a fight, land precise counterpunches, and adjust his strategy depending on his opponent's style. His knockout power at welterweight has been undeniable, but against Canelo, the question remains whether his punches would carry enough impact to keep the Mexican champion at bay. One concern for Crawford is that he sometimes takes a few rounds to adjust before dominating his opponents. Against a powerful puncher like Canelo, a slow start could be costly. If he gets caught with a big shot early, it might be difficult for him to recover, especially at a higher weight class.
5 fighters right now in boxing. That's your top 5 right now in boxing, not your that top 5 in boxing right now. Right now.
Champions or just anybody?
Top 5 right
Anybody.
now.
Shakur #1, hands down. Tank, he up there. Canelo, Inoue, Tyson Fury.
Damn. That's now beforehand. Back in the day. Who top?
Mayweather has pointed out that while Canelo is an elite fighter, Crawford's technical skill set gives him a legitimate chance to win. He believes that Crawford's superior footwork and counter-punching ability could cause Canelo significant problems. However, he also acknowledges that weight plays a crucial role in boxing, and Canelo's experience at higher weight classes could make the difference. If the fight were to take place at super middleweight, Canelo would have a natural size and strength advantage, making it much harder for Crawford to execute his game plan. If a catch weight of around 160 pounds were agreed upon, it could level the playing field and allow Crawford to retain his speed advantage without giving up too much power. One of the biggest misconceptions in boxing is that Crawford's win over Errol Spence Jr. at 47 pounds means he could do the same to Canelo Alvarez. Mayweather has cautioned against this comparison, explaining that Spence and Canelo are very different fighters. While Spence was a dominant welterweight, he does not possess the same power and physical presence as Canelo. Additionally, Spence had never faced an elite counterpuncher like Crawford, whereas Canelo has already gone up against some of the best defensive fighters in the world, including Mayweather himself. Canelo has also proven that he can take punches from bigger fighters, something Crawford has never had to deal with in his career. If this fight were to happen, there are 2 primary scenarios in which it could play out. If Canelo successfully pressures Crawford, cuts off the ring, and lands his power shots, he could overwhelm Crawford and win either by knockout or a decisive decision. Canelo's ability to invest in body shots and wear down opponents has been a key strategy in many of his victories, and it could prove effective against Crawford, who has never faced someone with Canelo's punching power. On the other hand, if Crawford can use his movement, ring IQ, and counterpunch ing skills to outbox Canelo, he could win by decision in a fight similar to Mayweather's victory over Alvarez. The key for Crawford would be to avoid prolonged exchanges and keep Canelo from setting his feet to land power shots.
Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time, power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
From a historical perspective, this fight would be one of the biggest boxing events in modern times. Of victory for Canelo would further cement his status as the best pound-for-pound fighter of his era, proving that he can handle elite boxers regardless of style. If Crawford were to win, it would be a monumental achievement, solidifying his place as one of the greatest fighters ever. Moving up multiple weight classes to defeat a champion like Canelo would put him in rare company alongside boxing Legends who have defied weight disadvantages to make history. Mayweather's final assessment of this potential fight suggests that while he respects Canelo's power and achievements, he leans Crawford due to his technical brilliance. However, he remains cautious in making a definitive prediction because of the significant weight difference. If the fight ever happens, it would be a clash of two of the best boxers of their generation, a battle between power and precision, and a fight that could shape the legacies of both men for years to come. Dreams have a way of turning into reality, and the ongoing talks for a showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are proof of that. After years of deadlock, negotiations have suddenly gained momentum, leaving fans in disbelief since reports surfaced about the fight becoming a real possibility. The boxing world has been electrified with anticipation. Fans, analysts, and fighters alike have eagerly weighed in on the highly anticipated showdown, flooding the conversation with their predictions. Unsurprisingly, Canelo Alvarez has emerged as the overwhelming favorite in most early forecasts. Yet in an unexpected twist, a handful of voices have begun rallying behind Bud. On Tuesday, Jake Paul added his name to that select group, publicly revealing feeling his pick for the fight. On Tuesday, Jake Paul and his business partner Nikisa Badarian made an appearance on the debut episode of the Ring Champs podcast. During the conversation, Reyes turned to the problem child for his take on a possible showdown. With a shrewd glint in his eyes, El Gallo remarked that the weight difference would make this matchup intriguing. The fight holds an element of uncertainty as Bud faces the challenge of packing on nearly 133 pounds to step into the ring. It's interesting because of the weight class we haven't seen Terence go up there. And will he have the power? Queried Jake Paul, expressing his concerns about whether Bud can match the unified super middleweight champion skills at such a higher weight. However, the 27-year-old is confident that the former two-division undisputed world champion possesses the skill set to outmaneuver Canelo, a fact he has demonstrated repeatedly. I do think that Terence has the skill and is a bit fresher than Canelo, stated Paul. Hopefully, the Guadalajara fought twice last year, while the Omaha native only participated in one battle. Given everything that has to go right for Bud, Jake Paul still thinks if I had to put my money on it, I would probably go with Terence. Surprising everyone on the episode, the problem child has defied expectations by siding with Terence Crawford, while most of the combat sports world leans toward the reigning unified super middleweight champion. In a defining tone, Nikisa Badarian expressed his disagreement with his partner right away on the podcast, saying, "I think Canelo destroys him." Furthermore, the rest of the boxing community has been speaking in the same tone. A few months back, during a chat with Fight Hype Matchroom boss Eddie Hearn, confidently predicted that Canelo Alvarez would steamroll his opponent, citing the significant weight difference as the deciding factor. Crawford can't really come to fight in that fight because he's at a massive size disadvantage, stated Hearn. Not only did Hearn share this view, but so did Demetrius Andrade. He told Fight Hub TV that even though Terence Crawford is a good friend when it comes to weight empowerment, that _ is real. Canelo is a big bad wolf. I think Crawford has the skills, but when it comes to Saul getting shots and blocking his power shots, Canelo knows how to move too, and termed it as a losing battle for Crawford. The WBC interim light heavyweight champion David Benovitz, who also wants a fight with Canelo Alvarez, kept his grudge aside and acknowledged Crawford is a one-of-kind fighter, but weight classes must be respected. I'd give Canelo the edge, although nothing is confirmed. Terence Crawford seems to be close to getting the big fight. He has been dreaming about jumping 2 weight classes, and giving up 14 pounds would be a daunting challenge for most fighters. But Terence Crawford has no qualms about conceding a size advantage to Canelo Alvarez, as the Ring previously reported negotiations are in full swing, with both camps ironing out the final details. As their showdown inches closer to reality, the boxing world remains sharply divided on how this clash will unfold. Also, he
hasn't learned how to lose yet. I think he does have those special ingredients that go beyond the physical genetics, the physical DNA. So that's it. Okay? Good. You don't like it? Too bad.